I lived like Tony Robbins for 30 days straight. For a whole month, I threw myself into his bizarre, intense, larger-than-life routine. Ice-cold plunges, breathing rituals, priming sessions, affirmations, gratitude practices, relentless schedules, journaling, workouts. I wanted to know, if I tried to live like the most energetic man on stage, would my life transform, or would I burn out trying? The results after 30 days didn't just surprise me, they blew my mind. Day 1 nearly killed me. I started with what Tony calls his priming ritual. Imagine blasting motivational music at 6 a.m., throwing yourself into rapid-fire breathing exercises, almost violent inhales and explosive exhales. 30 reps in, my head swirled like I was hyperventilating. Then, I had to pump my arms in the air, bounce on my toes, shout phrases like, "Yes, yes, yes," over and over. If my neighbors heard, they probably thought I'd lost my mind. I felt ridiculous. But within 10 minutes, something insane happened. My body buzzed, my mood skyrocketed. The fog of morning dread vanished. For the first time in forever, I felt like I could bulldoze through a wall before breakfast. Then came the gratitude walk. Tony swears by moving your body while focusing on 3 specific blessings. So I walked outside, muttering, "Thanks for my family, my health, my opportunities." It felt cheesy, corny, fake, but as I repeated it daily, something weird happened. I actually started feeling grateful. Gratitude, forced at first, became real. Even when mornings sucked or my body ached, I found myself shifting perspective faster. Science calls it neuroassociation, wiring thoughts with action until your brain believes it. But Tony's signature move is the ice plunge. Every single morning, I filled a tub with freezing cold water and forced myself in. The first time, I screamed like a maniac. My skin felt like knives. My breath shattered into gasps. 30 seconds felt eternal. But when I stumbled out, body red and trembling, my brain felt on fire. Clear, sharp, alive. Each plunge became easier, but also addicting. That spark became my morning drug. By day 5, I woke up dreading the cold, but craving the energy. Week 1 was chaos. My body ached from sudden workouts. My journal was filled with affirmations I felt embarrassed writing. But something undeniable was happening. I was functioning at a higher level than I had in years. Instead of crawling into my day, I was slamming into it. For the first time, Monday mornings felt like opportunities instead of punishments. By week 2, people noticed. Friends asked why I had so much energy. Coworkers joked that I was louder, more animated, and they weren't wrong. Living like Tony forces you to amplify. He doesn't whisper his gratitude, he shouts it. He doesn't say yes quietly, he roars it. At first, I mimicked him awkwardly, but soon my volume matched my energy. And when you carry energy like that, people feel it, and they respond differently. Opportunities opened because my presence was undeniable, but cracks showed quickly. By day 10, I crashed hard. The morning routine was exhausting. Doing ice baths, journaling, breathing, affirmations, workouts, all before breakfast. Felt like running a marathon every dawn. At work, I hit walls of fatigue. That's when I realized something. Tony Robbins is a force of nature. Living like him stretches the human limit, but normal humans need recovery. So by mid-month, I adjusted. I kept the cold plunge, priming, gratitude, journaling. But I shortened the intensity, and with balance, it started feeling sustainable. By day 15, I hit a new level of clarity. The breathing alone rewired me. Normally, I carry stress tight in my chest. But after 400 sets of fire breath sessions, my body stopped clenching under pressure. My physiology shifted. And the gratitude journaling mixed with affirmations rewired my inner voice. Instead of constantly hating myself, I started writing down proof that I was already enough and then acting like it. The change wasn't subtle. I actually believed it. The second half of the month was wild. Instead of the cold plunges breaking me, they became the highlight. That shock of icy water became a metaphor. You do the hard thing first, and everything after feels easier. The roar I shouted after plunges grew real. It wasn't fake confidence anymore. It was earned defiance. If I can survive ice and fire every morning, I thought, then there's no meeting, no phone call, no challenge I can't handle. By day 20, my productivity spiked through the roof. Deadlines didn't crush me. I attacked them in flow states I hadn't accessed in years. By visualizing goals daily and repeating mantras until they felt inevitable, I started unconsciously moving toward them. Tony teaches that what you focus on expands, and when you focus relentlessly with your body, words, and mind, your actions align. My results proved it. Not everything was easy. There were mornings I hated myself, times I wanted to stay in bed warm and safe instead of plunging into ice. Afternoons when repeating affirmations like, "I am unstoppable," felt childish. But here's the twist. It asks the repetition of those ridiculous acts that forces belief to click. Faith is a muscle. The rituals train it daily. By week 4, I looked back and realized something insane. I had accidentally erased doubts I'd carried my whole life. I felt taller, my posture improved, my voice carried differently. People respected me, not because Tony's magic rubbed off on me, but because by living his routine, I rewired my nervous system to project certainty instead of collapse. Day 30 came, and I did the full routine one last time. The fire breathing, the pounding affirmations, the gratitude walk, the ice plunge, the journaling, the visualizations. And as I sat there dripping wet, heart pounding, I realized these 30 days hadn't made me Tony Robbins. They had made me the clearest, strongest, most energized version of myself. So here's the truth about following Tony Robbins' routine for 30 days. First, physiology controls psychology. Change your body, and your brain follows. Second, gratitude isn't cheesy. Practiced daily, it trains your brain to scan the world for blessings instead of disasters. Third, rituals are power. When repeated daily, they bypass motivation and create identity. And finally, energy is everything. When you show up with energy, the world reacts differently. Did it make me mind-blown? Absolutely. Not because Tony's habits are magic, but because enforcing them every morning forced me to discover what happens when you live with deliberate intensity instead of sleepy autopilot. And that lesson will last way beyond 30 days. Living like Tony Robbins didn't turn me into a Superman. It turned me into a man who finally understood that your life is built by the state you choose each morning. Change your state, change your world. 30 days taught me that truth better than a lifetime of coasting ever could.